I remember when I was patrolling the streets and I was just so done with my job that I just needed to find a way to help me quit. And I started selling on Amazon while I was still working there. But I was so frustrated that I couldn't make it work. And I tried all of the models. I started with retail arbitrage and I was going from store to store scanning clearance aisles, but I just couldn't find anything. I was like, this doesn't work. Like, I need to try something else. So then I found out about private label and I was like, all right, I need to change my approach and I need to start doing private label, ordering bulk from suppliers in China. I was like, yes, this is it. This is gonna work. Product arrives at Amazon, doesn't sell, and then Amazon restricts my product. So I was like, oh my God, I was defeated. I was disappointed, but I was determined to make this work. And I told myself, like, man, I'm bleeding money right now, but let me try wholesale, but this is my last chance to make this work. I placed my first wholesale order. I received the product was not as described and I couldn't sell it. Placed my second wholesale order, supplier sent the wrong products to Amazon and I lose $1,000. Regardless of how much I tried, I simply could not make it work. What was I doing wrong? Why was everyone else making this work, but I just couldn't get past the starting line? And guys, I'm not ashamed to admit that prior to building my business and helping over 800 people find success with Amazon FBA as well, when I first started, I fell on my face over and over again. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 mistakes that every new Amazon seller makes, myself included, in hopes that you avoid them and fast track your success. So let's get into it. So let's talk about mistake number 1, which is you stop learning in order to take action. Guys, taking action is obviously the most critical step that you can take in order to get you where you want to go. But there's a certain way to do it and there's a certain time to do it. If you're learning a brand new skill, like let's say product sourcing, we'll use that as an example. If you're trying to do product sourcing and you're trying to actually find profitable inventory to build your business, you really need to understand how to properly source products so that you can find them easier and easier. But what I see time and time again happen is that people are so motivated and eager and almost desperate to get started, which is great that you have that kind of drive, but they stop the learning phase in order just to go and find that first product. So they halfway understand what they're doing and now they're just implementing with that halfway understanding of the formula. Guys, that's like us going on a drive and I'm driving my sports car and you guys are driving a scooter. We're not gonna get there at the same time. I'm gonna get there significantly faster than you just because of the fact that I understand what I'm doing, what I'm looking for, what makes a good product, what makes a bad product, how do I qualify a product for a deeper look, and how do I disqualify a product so that I don't waste any time on it. You have to really understand what you're doing before you start taking action. And even once you start taking action, refer back to where you're learning from. So if you're learning from a program, like let's say the Wholesale Underground, you want to refer back as you're implementing to really make sure you're not missing any steps throughout the process. Mistake number 2 is emotion over logic. Guys, this is a big mistake that I made in the beginning, and I see a lot of sellers make this as well, is that you get too emotionally attached to maybe the products that you sourced or the suppliers that you're working with, that you just can't seem to let that go, or you get upset that somebody's tanking the price or whatever it may be that's keeping you holding on to that inventory for too long, instead of looking at it from a logical way and being like, look, this product is obviously going down. Like the writing's on the wall. This product is about to tank. We can either start the phases of liquidating, which I talk about in my program, or we can just hold on to it. And we may be holding on to it for another 3, 6, or 9 months, depending on when that product's gonna come back. But you cannot operate this business based off of emotion. You have to just take a realistic view of what you're doing and be like, okay, some products are gonna be home runs, some products are gonna be okay, and some products, we shouldn't have bought them in the first place, and we need to liquefy to then get that money back and then put it into more profitable inventory. Mistake number 3 is constantly comparing yourself to everyone else. And guys, this is a big one that nobody talks about, but it is very easy to fall into this trap. I know I've fallen into this trap before, but you have to remember, the more and more you focus on somebody else's path, the less attention that you can put on your own. You have to keep in mind that everyone's path is completely different. Your goals may not be the same as my goals, and my goals may not be the same goals as the next guy. Some people want to scale this up and be the #1 seller on Amazon with all of these warehouses and employees and all of these things, and that's not at all what I personally want to do. I want to pay my bills, I want to make sure I run this business profitably, and I want to be able to sustain myself, my lifestyle off of my Amazon business, but I'm not trying to be the biggest seller out here. And if you're just trying to make an extra $1,000, $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 extra per month, you can absolutely do that. It doesn't mean that you need to go quit your job tomorrow, hire a bunch of VAs, hire a bunch of employees, get a warehouse, get all of these things, because your path may not be the same as somebody else's. The reason this becomes really detrimental to new sellers is because instead of looking at some sellers and being like, okay, he kind of has what I want, like that's the path that I want to take, and seeing that as inspiration, they see that and then they see where they currently are, and then they talk shit to themselves about how they're not good enough to get there because they're not there already. You cannot judge somebody else's chapter 10 to your chapter 1. Okay, we all have different starting points, and we've all been doing this for a different amount of time. Make sure that you focus on your path. And another thing with this, I hate when I see this, do not diminish your wins. I hate when I see somebody making some progress. They make their first sale, they make their first 1,000, they make their first 5,000 in sales, or their first $10,000 in sales, and they say, it's not the most, it's not as much as this guy's, but it's something. It's this, but it's not this. Guys, the only reason you're saying that and you're diminishing your wins is because you're comparing your wins to somebody else's progress. Stop doing that. Mistake number 4, you're desperate to make this happen right now, that you're okay with taking shortcuts. There is no shortage of shortcuts that you can take on Amazon that will put your account at risk. There's a lot of things that you can do that, yes, you will make more sales, yes, you will be more profitable, but you will also be putting your account at massive risk. One of those ways is, let me go work with liquidation because their margins are much bigger. So then I'm gonna go sell this, but if Amazon comes knocking, you're not protected whatsoever. Or let me go work with all of these shady suppliers, but I'm so desperate to make this happen right now that they're showing all of these red flags, but all I can focus on is the Amazon links that they've provided me with insane margins. This product seems too good to be true. This supplier seems really shady, but I really need to make this happen, so I'm gonna go buy from them, and then you get your account shut down. You need to do this the right way the first time, and there's so many different ways that you can do this properly that won't put your account at risk. You can actually grow and scale this business, and you can do it for the long term. Who cares how much money you're gonna make if you're only gonna be able to do it for a month or 2 months before Amazon shuts you down? Don't take shortcuts, guys. If you wanna do it fast, put the time in and make it work the right way. Mistake number 5, transition to a new model too soon. If you've been watching me for some time, you guys know that I am big on singular focus. Regardless if you're gonna do arbitrage, if you're gonna do wholesale, and even if you're gonna go do private label, you need singular focus in the beginning to master the model that you're gonna dedicate your time to in order to make it successful. But the mistake that a lot of people make is that they have issues with arbitrage, let's say. They're like, I'm having a lot of trouble figuring this model out. I'm getting orders canceled. I can't find any inventory, whatever the problems may be. And then they think to themselves, I'm having issues here, but wholesale is going to solve all of my problems. So then they transition to wholesale way too quickly. And now instead of making those $50 mistakes, those $100 mistakes, well then now they have to worry about making those $5,000 mistakes, those $10,000 mistakes, because they don't even know what a good product looks like on Amazon because they didn't take the time to really learn the model properly. And even if they do go to wholesale first, sometimes people will go to wholesale, they'll run into problems. They can't find suppliers, they can't find products, whatever it may be. And they're like, this isn't working. Let me go to arbitrage, right? You need to pick one model and you need to make it work. Every model is gonna have their struggles. There is no model that it's like, hey, I'm brain dead and I can still go make this work with no effort whatsoever. That doesn't work. That's not reality. Pick a model, singular focus, and make it work. Mistake number 6, focusing on what you cannot control. Guys, this is something that I used to do a lot in the beginning, but just over time, maybe I'm a little older, a little wiser, I just don't worry about it as much. There's gonna be things that come up when you're selling on Amazon that you literally cannot control. It doesn't matter how much you whine about it, how much you cry about it, how much you complain about it on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna change anything. One of those things being the new fees that Amazon implemented. Everyone freaks out and they cry about it all online and they complain and complain and complain. Guys, there is nothing that you can do about it. That is something that you cannot control whatsoever, and you're just wasting your mental energy fixating on it. You need to focus on what you can control. What can you control? How much you source? What are your profit parameters? How much profit does each product need to have in order for you to run this business? And you can literally only go focus on those kinds of products and finding those products. Another thing that you can control is developing the skill of product sourcing. You can control how many suppliers you reach out to. You can control how many lists you go through. You can control so much in this business, but what most new sellers do is they just focus on what they cannot control and then they complain about it. And that's not gonna help you, and it's not gonna help anybody else. Mistake number 7 is not getting a mentor. Guys, there is a lot of people that have been doing research for 3, 6, 9, 12 months, some even longer. And they're just relying on free information to get the job done. And they're just coming up short, barely making any progress or not making any progress at all. You need to get a mentor with a proven blueprint that has a track record of helping other people find success repeatedly and predictably that will fast track your progress. Don't get me wrong, guys. I try to make my videos as useful and valuable as possible, but they're snippets in time. They're just a piece of the puzzle. And then you're left with scouring the internet, trying to put all of those puzzle pieces in the right place and hoping that you did everything right so that when you go and implement, you're getting everything right and you're not gonna lose any money in the process. If you have a ton of time on your hands, you're like, you know what? I have 6 to 12 months to make this happen. I'm gonna go and figure it out all on my own on YouTube. I'm good with making some costly mistakes. I'm good with losing money throughout the process because that will happen. It happens to everybody. Then by all means, rely on the free information. But if you want to 10x your learning curve and really speed up the progress of this business and not have to scour the internet just wasting time trying to find that one piece to the puzzle, that one bit of information that you need, and instead you want to focus all of your time on learning exactly what you need to do, and then the most important part of your business, which is product sourcing, you need to get a mentor. You need to get a mentor that you can trust. It's going to work with you one-on-one, and it's going to help you get to your goals. Guys, I've helped a lot of people, over 800 people, start and grow this business, and I have no shortage of results to show for it. If you're serious about making this work and you don't want to spend countless hours on YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter trying to figure things out, get a mentor. Trust me, it will save you so much time.